How on earth can he sleep with those horns? Hello everyone, I thought it would be fun to do some redrawing. I went through my old art and tried to find something to redraw for this video. I wanted to do something which is 100% of my own, but the problem is that when I was a teenager, I mostly did fan art of Dragon Ball Z and just drew a bunch of Dragon Ball Z OCs. Oh, that was so long time ago. Honestly, like 80% of my art was just Dragon Ball Z related art. Anyway, I found my old comic, which I made when I was, I don't know, about 18. Back then I drew mostly aliens, because they were my favorite thing to draw. And this is my first comic, which I drew from beginning to end. It doesn't have many pages, but it's a 100% finished project. Before this, I hadn't done any print stuff either, so you can see there are many things in this comic which I think aren't so good. For example, I think the comic font is too big and overall badly layouted. I had zero graphic design knowledge and only started studying that after high school. Honestly, if you want to make comics or anything like that, I highly recommend studying some basics about fonts and how to use them. It will help you a lot and will make your comic look much more appealing and pleasant to read. I was thinking about repainting the cover art because it would make a nice challenge. If we take a closer look at the original art made in 2011, we can easily see that I wasn't very good at doing digital painting back then. And it's quite rough and smudged overall. Okay, to be honest, I'm still not very good with digital painting, but let's try it out anyway. I will be using, of course, Adobe Photoshop and my old Wacom Cintiq 24 HD. That's right, Albert. First, I start by working on a sketch. I want to mainly keep the same pose, but add a little bit more character to it so that you could possibly have an idea what kind of guy he is. Instead of watching the distance, which he has been doing hundreds of times, he could rather look up to his phone to possibly kill some time. Next, I did more detailed sketch of him. I decided to change his bioluminescence rings and his horns. When I looked at this character some time ago, I constantly thought, how on earth could he possibly sleep with those long horns? So, I'm gonna take those horns off and add small ones to the front. Now he can hopefully sleep and these horns aren't that much on the way anymore. Next, I'm going to add flat colors. First, I was a little bit worried if the skin color was too bright, but it started to look much better when I added some colors to the sky. And then some shadows and lights. I usually use Aaron Blaze's brushes because they make the art look nice and rough. This is because I mostly prefer to work on more rough kind of style than super smooth when working on digital paintings. But as the original art was made with a smooth brush, I decided to try to make this one too, and oh boy, was it hard! Watching this process speeded up, it looks like I wasn't having any problems at all, but I was struggling all the time. I constantly thought, what on earth? I constantly thought, what on earth am I doing? And should I even continue this or give up already? For some reason, I didn't get the result as easily I was hoping for. Most of my time I only do digital drawings, so I haven't gained much experience with digital painting. For the last couple of years, I have made under 10 digital paintings, I think, and even before that, I had done only a few. I know that currently on my YouTube channel, I mostly have digital paintings, but if we take a look on my Instagram, you can see that I mostly work on digital drawings. Actually, if you like to see more of my art, you can always follow my Instagram account. Yay! While painting this, I thought whether I should make a simple background as it was in original art, but came to the conclusion that it would be too boring. And as I always try to challenge myself, because I clearly don't love myself enough, I decided to try a city-like background, which isn't my strongest skill, because nature and everything living comes more easily to me than buildings, robots and cars, for example. But let's talk more about the character now, because I totally forgot that you might be interested to know more about him. His name is Svost, and I don't even know how to pronounce that. I don't even remember what the name meant anymore, but I know it's a borrowed word from another language because I was so inspired on how Akira Toriyama's character did have puns as their names. Svost is in the original story a part human and part of a species called Pacific. I think the Pacific have more dominant DNA because he doesn't look even slightly human. I don't know why on earth I gave him a human mother, but I think I was too inspired by Dragon Ball Z and X-Men back then. Schwartz is a teenager who has been hiding his whole life inside of a giant building. While his father works from Earth doing some galaxy business, Schwartz starts getting bored and decides to run away from home. On his journey, he finds a new friend. The comic doesn't have that much a story, and because of this, I think I would call it more like a prologue of the actual story. I remember having more stories planned for him after this short comic, but I never had the time to draw them. Oh, I thought that I had finally finished this artwork, but I had totally forgotten those bioluminescence things, which we even tried to redesign in the sketch. So back to painting, and now he's done. I think the result looks okay, and I really like his facial expression. The background is alright, I think. The only thing that I would change if I will try to paint this again is to make sure that the character and the background wouldn't be the same color and strength. Now I can see that just melts a little bit with the background. I know my painting skills could be better, but hey, I will never get better if I don't start somewhere. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back soon with a new video, but in the meantime, you can enjoy some of my old ones. If you would like to see more of my art, please subscribe so you don't miss any of my new art videos. Bye!